Hi everyone, good morning. How's everybody doing? Martha Ermias coming to you live from Columbus, Ohio. I am an entrepreneur and I have three passions in life. Entrepreneurship, personal growth, and contribution are my passions. And today I will be talking about why personal development is not enough. Personal development is not enough. Hi Mulgeta, hello, hi everybody, how's everybody doing? Thanks for joining me this morning. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Out here in Ohio, in Columbus, we got snowed in last night. This is actually the most, the heaviest snow that I've ever seen. Hey Chad, how are you? Heading to Pittsburgh, woohoo! That's gonna be hard, there was snow and everything. Okay, well, good luck and safe drives, okay? Yeah, so we got snowed in, so it was really, really like a lot of snow when I woke up this morning. And me exercising my mental toughness, I still went ahead and headed to the gym, did my run and everything. But it was interesting to see that. So today I am going to talk about why personal development is really not enough for your success. I always talk about personal development. I still believe, I will still say that personal development is necessary for your success, because a lot of times we're either groomed for success or not groomed for success, or even groomed for failure. A lot of times our background or environment or the way we were raised and everything doesn't necessarily mean that it has prepared us to have the mindset of a successful person. And studies show that the biggest difference between someone who really succeeds in life and does really well and someone who doesn't is really the way they think. It's the mindset. It's really not what they do. Because our mindset, whether we have a good mindset or not, it will either allow us to pursue success or be in the way of our success. So for those reasons, personal development is necessary, but it's not enough. Today we're going to talk about what we need to do to be successful, and that is taking action is what actually really creates results. Hi Aiden, how are you out there in California? It's very snowy and cold in Ohio here, but warm California, I miss that. So taking action is really the what's going to create success, because personal development alone is really not going to produce any results. And let me just ask this question. Have you found yourself thinking great ideas, great ideas come to you and you're very passionate and enthusiastic about it, but you never take action, and then a year later, there's just this disappointment that you feel. You don't even have that kind of aspiration towards taking that specific, towards taking action for that specific idea or thought that you had in your mind, right? How many things are there in our lives that we really never saw to fruition because we never did anything about it, right? That happens a lot. And we're going to talk about 5 reasons why that happens and how we can actually stop that from happening. That way we're taking more action and we are creating the kind of success that we want and the kind of results that we want. Okay, so the number one reason why people really don't take action towards their dreams and goals when they have great ideas is because they wait too long. You wait too long. The fact of the matter, guys, is when we have this idea and we're inspired about it, and we feel very strongly, emotionally motivated and inspired to do something, that feeling does not last. That feeling really doesn't last. And if we don't take action at that time, the likelihood of us feeling the same way about the same thought is really decreasing. It just keeps decreasing. So I was reading an article and it says that within a month's time, it's like your feeling is cold. The idea might still be there, but it's cold. Within a year's time, the idea cannot even be found. You don't even remember you thought that idea. So a lot of times, when we have great ideas, we have to take action right there and then. And I want to talk about something here. There is 4 different types of personalities, and this is again Danny Johnson's teaching, and 4 different types of personalities. And there are people who like to are very, very action oriented, and they take quick action. And there are also people who like to kind of think about it for a couple of days before they take action, and they're very cautious. They like to plan and things like that. She calls that type of personality emeralds, and believe it or not, I'm actually heavily emerald, a little bit of the other kind of personality, but heavily very emerald. So emeralds, they want to think about it, they want to start planning, they want to see what if they want to see all angles of the situation before they start taking action. Okay, but that's, you could be overthinking about things and instead of taking action to produce results. Being too cautious actually works against you. Being too cautious. You have to be a little bit of a risk taker and learn your way to success as you're failing. Even if you fail, it's okay. You will learn your way to success. Okay? So taking too long before taking action is one of the reasons why we don't take action. So when you think about, when you're inspired about something and you know this is a good thing, you have your gut feeling tells you that this is really awesome, do something at that time. And as I said, I'm heavily emerald, but the last 3 years through my personal development, I've really, really changed. So I have a principle that says, if a thought crosses my mind and I can do it right there and then, I gotta do it then. It's all about now. If you become a now person, and you get things done whenever the thought strikes, then you just get it done. Okay, so the second thing is you don't set a discipline or a plan of action immediately when you're still enthusiastic about it. If a decision is made, then the next thing to do is set a plan of action. Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys. Thank you everyone I'm really glad to see you here too. Thank you so much for joining me. So the next thing to do is when you have a thought or a decision or something that you want to take, some decisions, some actions that you want to take, immediately you really want to set a discipline. Like basically, what is the plan? What's like, set a date when you're going to start. And make it as quickly as possible. Don't say tomorrow, because tomorrow is gonna bring another tomorrow. Set a date, and also, okay, what do I need to do to get this done? That's the thought that you need to start thinking about it. Not whether or not you should do it, you shouldn't do it. Like I'll give you an example. For example, like this year, as I was making my goals for 2018 in December, the idea that I brought was, okay, I'm gonna make my health and fitness a priority this year. So that thought came into my mind, and immediately I started to think, I'm gonna need a program, because I needed to hi honey, nice to see you here. I say I'm gonna need to be held accountable for something. So I'm gonna need a program for my diet. I'm gonna also need a program for my workout. I had that thought, I had that decision, and immediately I was starting to research. But it's just amazing, actually. The program of the diet and the exercise kind of came to me. A week before, a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, introduced me to a diet program, and he explained it, and I liked it. I immediately liked it, and I said, okay, I'm getting started on that. And the same day that I decided to get started on that, I got a call from a local gym here. I got a call, and they said that, oh, you had shown interest in joining our gym before, but we're starting a 6-week challenge in January, and we wanted to see if you'd be interested. I said, yes, I am. I just texted them right away. And then we had an appointment. I learned about the program and everything, and I said, sign me up right now. So if you really take action right away, you are going to do it. So I put myself in a situation where I am going to do it. That's the discipline. Like the plan was already laid out. I knew exactly what I needed to do starting January in terms of my health and nutrition, and also the workout program. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I knew exactly what was going to happen. So I set myself up for the discipline. And so discipline is very, very important, guys. I mean, you don't have to be too hard on yourself to be disciplined, but without discipline, there's something that we really lose, and that's self-esteem and self-discipline. I mean, self-worth. Your self-worth really decreases if you're not disciplined. If you say you're going to do something and you don't do it, you start to feel bad about yourself. And the respect that you have for yourself also goes down. And the biggest benefit of discipline is really your self-worth and self-esteem, as opposed to even getting the results of your actions. So very, very important that, because if your self-worth is in the right place and your self-esteem is in the right place, you can accomplish more. You can do whatever you want. But if that's being damaged, then you can't do much. So very important to set your discipline right there and then, as soon as your emotion strikes and you make a decision. You have to set the discipline right away. And then the third thing is, I kind of touched upon it a little bit earlier, but you also don't want to be caught in analysis paralysis. I call it analysis paralysis, where you're analyzing about the thought and the idea that you have, the plan that you have, the dream that you have. You're thinking about it the whole time, and you're paralyzed, because if you overthink it, you wouldn't even know which direction to go. And that has happened to me before. I always wanted to have my own business, like 4 years prior, like 7 years ago, starting 7 years ago. That's when I actually decided to have my own business. Guys, believe it or not, I was in analysis paralysis state for 4 years until I finally actually started my own business. And I kind of knew what I wanted to do at that time, which that's not really what I'm doing right now, but I kind of had an idea. But then I kept on thinking about, okay, how about this? How about that? How about this? And every single year, I don't even do it. So that's really analysis paralysis. And you can easily get trapped by that, And I was talking actually to a person, one person that I know yesterday, and she was telling me that the things that I thought I needed to do like 10 years ago, I haven't done it, and I still feel the same way. I still feel like I need to do it. So what's keeping us away from taking action? It's really analysis paralysis is one of the dangers that can really trap you. And you really don't have to figure it out to get started. And this is the thing. This is very, very important, guys. You don't have to figure it all out to get started. Because the reason for it is because, first of all, there's no way you will figure it out. You're still going to be faced with a lot of things that you really didn't expect, or you didn't understand, you didn't know, as you're working your way to progress in the plan that you have. You're always going to make tweaks, changes, and things like that as you're learning the whole thing. So there's no way you can figure it all out without starting. And the second thing is, it doesn't really matter if you make a mistake. It really doesn't, because there's no way you're going to perfect something or master something without making a mistake. There's no reason why we need to fear. Like, for example, like if you think about, I don't know how many of you know how to ride a bike, but if you think about when you were learning how to ride a bike, you probably fell your way through it, you made a mistake, you probably had some scratches and stuff, but finally you really learned it, right? It's like that with everything. So analysis paralysis is really not going to serve you. Don't overanalyze things. If you think it's the right thing, take action, fail your way through it, learn, and then that's how you really are going to progress and see results. So what we're talking about today is personal development is not enough. Taking action is really what's going to create the results that you need. And then the fourth thing why personal development is not enough is because, and you don't take action, because when we, absolutely, we learn from failure, not from success. That's really good, honey, thank you. So when we don't have a playing field for our personal development. And that's another trap. Sometimes people enjoy, and again, I'm telling you from my own experience, I love to learn. I love to read. I loved personal development. I love to learn from other people, from success and stories of other people and, people who've made it. But that alone, without a playing field, unless you have a place where you're going to implement what you've learned, first of all, you haven't really learned it. You just know about it. And the second thing is, that's not going to bring you success. So reading alone will not bring you success. You definitely need reading. You definitely need to go to seminars or listen to podcasts and really condition your brain or your mind with information that's really going to help you. But unless you have a playing field where you actually are implementing what you've learned, you're not going to create the success that you want. And that's another trap too. And so I always felt like, okay, what's the playing field? What is the system? In the system that holds you accountable. For example, our jobs. A job is a system that holds you accountable. That could be your playing field to exercise what you're learning. Or it could be a business, the business that you have. It could be a playing field where you're applying what you're learning. Or it could be the family. It could be if you're a homemaker, like a mother with kids and husband, or a husband with kids and a wife, then all of that is a playing field for you to implement what you're learning. If you don't have a system where you're implementing it, then you're really not going to create success. So you need to take action, and you have to have a playing field to take those actions. That's the fourth thing. And the fifth thing is why you don't take action is because you become too attached to the outcome. Okay? If you really want to win in something, you want to have a lot of drive. You want to have a lot of drive. You need to have a drive and motivation to move forward. But if you are attached to the outcome, you are definitely going to be paralyzed by the fear of failure. Okay? If you care too much what the outcome is going to be, then you're going to be paralyzed by the fear of failure because you really don't want to risk it because you're too attached. So the balance, or the art of balancing between not being too attached with the outcome, but still having that drive to move forward, is going to be very necessary in order for you to take action and to be successful as well. Because you really can't control the outcome, but you can control the process. You can control what you do. You can control your action. And again, and this is not an easy habit, an easy thing to develop. However, you really have to be okay with not getting the results that you want. You really have to be okay with seeing failure as a learning experience. It's okay to fail. And a lot of times I think the reason why we are scared of failing, one of the reasons, it could be many other reasons, but one of the reasons, for example, when you're going through school, okay, a failed grade means that you're probably going to lose a year out of your schooling. A failed grade is a bad thing. Like when you're in the school system, you can't fail. Failure is a bad thing. So our mind gets conditioned as if failure is really a bad thing. But in life, that's not how it is. Failure is how you learn. You really don't learn from your success. And then it's okay to be disappointed if you fail, like for a day maybe. That's normal, that's natural, and you should be. But what you do after that, whether it's stopping you from moving forward or not, is really what's going to make it or break it for you. So be okay with failing. Do not be attached to the outcome, because if you do, then you're going to be overly paralyzed by fear and you're not going to take action. So you got to be okay with failing. And then sometimes, as I'm talking to people, they would tell me how fear is preventing them from taking action. And we do this exercise. I keep asking them a question saying, okay, so what happens if whatever they're fearful of, what happens if that thing happens? Like, what would happen if whatever you're afraid of actually happens? Like, for example, if I ask someone to give me a ride, this is just a simple example, and they say no, that's a rejection, okay, that's a failure. and they say no, what happens? Maybe my feelings get hurt for a moment, but is it a life and death situation? Not really. So should I be afraid to ask for a ride? Not really. So if you do that exercise and ask yourself, what happens if this happens? What happens? To be honest, the things that you're fearful of, it's actually not even a big deal. You find that out. So do not be attached to the outcome. It's okay if the outcome is not what you desire. Either way, you just have to take action. So as a conclusion, my message for today is please understand that you can only fail your way to success. If you want to be successful, you can only fail your way to success. You really have to take action. There is no way that success is not built by success over success. It's built with a lot of failures, disappointments, things not working, adjustments, and things like that. So we shouldn't be afraid to take action. And when you take action, also take action today. You want to take action immediately. And before I finish, I want to talk about one thing I learned a couple of years ago, the 5-second rule. You know, if you think a thought and you need that, if you have an idea and you know you have to take action, if you don't take that action within 5 seconds, then your brain starts to analyze the situation. Your brain starts to analyze the situation. What if this goes wrong? What if that goes wrong? And then because our brain, it's created to protect us, not necessarily to push us towards something. It's really to protect us from making the wrong decision or danger. So because of that, the brain starts to analyze what could go wrong. And those thoughts start to create a feeling of fear, and we won't take that action. So if you know you have to take action, for example, like a phone call that you're afraid to make for whatever reason, and you know you have to take it, you have to do it. The minute you say, oh, I gotta make this phone call, you only have 5 seconds to make that phone call. If you wait more than that 5 seconds, then you're not gonna make that phone call. So that's the tip that I have for you guys today. Take action immediately. Whatever you could be afraid of is not that bad. And then that's how you're gonna learn and grow. So personal development is not enough. Taking action is what's gonna create success. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. And if you really enjoyed this Facebook Live today, please go ahead and yeah, thank you, Sammy. Please go ahead and share it. And for those of you who share, I really appreciate you, and I'm gonna give you a shout out. Really, thank you. I'll send you thank you messages. I really do appreciate you. Please share this. I want to reach out to as many people as possible and talk about success and things like that. And please make it a great day. I hope it's warm in your side of town. Our side of town is very, very cold today. Stay warm and make it a great day. God bless you all. Bye-bye.